Morning. Should I say good morning or just say hi? Okay.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Amanda GAIL.
And I'm Becky Turner.
And we're here, Health and Wealth, and we're going to be talking about, some very common topics that come up. And we were actually just talking about this the other day. And I was like, okay, we definitely need to get on and do a segment about it because Becky had brought up about going to the gym.
Right. I was
common.
talking to some friends of mine, family, and I'm trying to get them to come to the gym because I've been coming a lot lately, and they're like, well, no, we have to lose weight first before we go to the gym. Or, when you have somebody come clean your house. No, we have to get the house cleaned up before they come and clean the house. So it's just a kind of why do we do that to ourselves? Why don't we just go right in it and just get it done,
Yeah, I need to lose weight first, and then I'll go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot to do with we are very, we feel vulnerable, or we feel like people are going to judge us, or they're going to be like, oh, you shouldn't be here, or you don't fit in here. And the other reason why I was thinking about this was, it's very common when we sit down and we do financial analysis with people, or we're going to, some people are very uncomfortable and they say, well, hold on, let me get all of my financials in order first. Or they might just feel like ashamed, like they don't know really what they have, so they don't really want to sit down with you. They're like, well, hold on, let me get that in order. And it's the same thing with working out.
For sure.
We just feel very uncomfortable, and I think maybe there's some vulnerability there.
Yeah, for sure. I first started coming to the gym, and I never wore tank top. I just wore t-shirts and stuff. And then I thought to myself, we're all here doing the same thing. We're all here doing the exact same thing. And I thought, I'm going to put my tank top on, and I'm going to wear it, and I'm going to work out. But it just goes to show, nobody is here, judging you. Same thing when it comes to your finances. We're here for a reason. We're doing it because we want to get better at it, because we want to learn, we want to grow, we want to have that financial freedom later on and have that set up for when we're older. So it doesn't matter where we're at or where we stand now. It matters where we're at and what we're doing to try to fix to get better.
What are we doing? Because most likely if I say, okay, I'm going to get in shape first before I go to the gym, most likely you're going to keep putting it off.
Right, for sure, yeah.
And same thing for our finances. If I say I'm going to go home and start, working on them, I've had people say this to me before and they still have not called me, and it's almost a year. So, are they in a better situation? I have no idea. It's the same thing with training. I have some people say, oh, well, after this happens, I will do this. I will give you a call. Or after I accomplish this one thing. And we tend to, I think as humans, some of us, until we find the way to change the habits and change our mindset, is we will go along life and do that consistently. And that's why we don't get ahead in the game.
Yeah. It was, I heard a speaker this morning when I was coming to come see you today, Amanda, and it was talking about a garden. If you don't tend to your garden, the weeds are just going to come in and overtake it. It's the same thing with our life. If we, for instance, you come in, and if you come to the gym and you're not consistent with it, or if you're not consistent with your finances or the way you're spending money, the way you're thinking, the way you're teaching your kids how to be diligent with their money and all, if we don't work on ourselves every day, then the weeds will come in and take over. And it comes the same with people who are trying to eat well, eat better. If you just give up, it's going to take over you. So every day we have to work on ourselves. Every day when we get up in the morning, if you feel, and we all have slumps. We all are not perfect. So we all have
we were talking about this today too.
Yeah, we all get in this I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I don't want to today. But you can't, those are the weeds. Those are the ones that you cannot let that stuff take over you, because then it will. Yeah. It will take over you. So you have to every day work on yourself. You have to put that negative voice out every day. Yeah. Every day you got to put it out,
And it's not what you do sometimes. It's what you do most of the time. Okay. Not even all of the time. We have to remember that, there are going to be days that we don't want to do what we're supposed to. Now, as long as that day doesn't turn into 2 days and 3 days, before we know it, it's a week. Now it's 2 weeks. We have to remember, just like Becky said, the weeds. Those weeds are trying to restrict us and keep us from doing really what we are called to do, until we get to the point where, and I think everyone has this in their life, where they have had enough. And once you have had enough, that is that break point where you're like, okay, I have to make some changes, and now I'm willing to make the changes. But how many people have you known where they say, I'm ready, they do it for a few days, and then they stop?
Yeah, it's they say we should only have one day of rest, like one day of like rest, but every day, like 6 days a week, you've got to keep going. If you need to rest for one day, go ahead, that's fine. But don't stay in that rest spot for too long, because then you'll get comfortable. And then I struggle with that too. Sometimes I'm like, today. Or, I gotta do those dishes today, or I gotta do so much laundry today. But the thing is, the dishes and the laundry are going to be there still tomorrow and the next day. And I know we have to get them done and stuff like that. But sometimes when you're trying to grow a business, or when you're trying to do things in life, like, you may not see gratification right away. You may not see even money right away. Like, but the thing is, in the long run, the work that you put in later on will pay off, and what we see when we help people and when we talk to people, that's like satisfaction to me.
Yeah.
That's what makes me feel like, oh, I made a change, and I made a difference in somebody's life. That's important to me.
And I think that since you brought that up, that reminds me of a book.
Okay.
So the book is called The Compound Effect. And this is, let me find the author so I don't say the wrong person.
And everything's like at our fingertips. I've never read a book in my entire life. And now I'm like, oh, there's audibles for sure.
Audible, I know.
Oh, so now I am like in my car, at home when I go to bed, I listen to motivational things, I listen to books, and man, does it make a difference in your life.
It's almost like, and before I forget, okay, so The Compound Effect is by Darren Hardy. So The Compound Effect, Darren, D-A-R-R-E-N, Hardy, H-A-R-D-Y. If you've already read it or already listened to it, do it again. You're going to get something else out of it each time you listen to it. But yeah, it's, say what you just said one more time.
So, wait a minute, I got to retract. That's how bad my brain is. I'm
Squirrel.
Okay. Okay. I've never read a book in my entire life. Okay, I never did. I thought, and sometimes even now, like, I'll read things and I have to read it twice. It just comes back to, like, when you read a book, read it again. Because you will get something different every single time you read it. When you listen to something, you'll get something different because it touches your life in a different way every time. But anyway, so going back to, like, I've never read a book in my entire life. And I come up with audiobooks, like the whole, like, I downloaded Hoopla, and now I listen to them everywhere I go. Even before I go to bed, like, I'll put in motivational or, like, sleep meditation.
So it's what you're
it's what you're feeding your soul. And it's made a difference in my life. Like, it's changed my life, the way I think, how calm and, like, more patient I am with my family, my kids. I have 6 kids, so it's hard to sometimes. I had a rough morning this morning, so we're not perfect. Like, everybody was like, we have a banquet today, Mom, an FFA banquet. So there I was, like, trying to iron clothes that they need today at 4. But they could have told me this last night, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I got all, like, rambled up and, like, but the thing is, why get that way? And I thought to myself, why get that way when I gotta do it anyways?
Mm-hmm.
Why be a complainer when we gotta do it anyways?
Have to do it anyways, and it's not going to make any difference.
Yeah.
The main difference is going to be how we feel.
Yeah, complaining, none of that stuff matters to anybody, because then you're just wasting all that energy complaining when you've got to do it anyways.
Yeah.
So
it's all about, what are we feeding our mind? What are we listening to? What are we reading? What is our internal dialogue? All of these things play such a huge role in our daily outcome, in our weekly outcome, in our monthly, even our yearly. So once we stop doing those things, and I'm pretty sure everyone has had the experience of they've fallen off the wagon somewhere in their life, and then reevaluating to think, okay, what was I doing when I was in a good place in my life? And this is always a good thing to remember too, because like you said, Becky, we're not always perfect, and sometimes things are going to hit us and we're not even expecting it, but when they do, it's how do we handle it? And then we have to look at, how did I handle this differently than last time? And if you're able to get through it quicker and you're able to handle it differently, that's where we're growing, that's where we're changing, and that's what this is all about. We want to be able to handle things differently and better.
And failure is okay. Yeah, failure is okay. Like, we need to fail in life to make us stronger. we need to fail in life to make us wiser. Like those things are put in our lives for a reason, but they're not there to stay. Yeah. They're going to pass.
As long as we're not failing at the same thing over and over and over and not
yeah.
learning anything.
We have to learn. You have to learn for sure from your failures. That's the
fine
point.
line.
Right. Yeah. Not staying there.
Doing the same
right.
thing. And it's like, I'm failing. Am I doing right?
Yeah, but we learn so much from those things. They make us grow from, we're teenage girls, and then we're more moms, and then later on we're going to be in our 60s. Like, it's all like we all grow and make us stronger for sure. Yeah, stronger individuals.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and conclude this this session today, and we would love to hear anybody's feedback to see if you agree, disagree, or if you have anything to add to this, because I think that we all can learn from each other's experiences.
Yes.
So definitely reach out and let us know what you thought about today's episode, and what do you want to discuss or listen to or hear about. And if you're not doing something right now, then write down some new habits that you want to work on and change, so you can become a better version of yourself in health, wealth, love, and happiness.
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear from everybody. So
awesome.
Have a great day. Bye.